opened up, and the first thing we see is Demon Souls. I mean, no, sorry. Final Fantasy.
I was about to say, like, bro, put some respect on Final
Yeah, I
Fantasy.
totally read the
I
wrong
was
one.
like, Demon Souls. I've never been. I was like, did I miss something?
Yeah, the game opened up, and it opened up straight with Final Fantasy. Now, you're more of a Final Fantasy guy than me. So what were your initial thoughts when you saw that? Because I only played Final Fantasy 13, and I only played 13 and 13.2 and a little bit of Lightning Returns.
Oh, I mean, when it comes to Final Fantasy, I've legit the only ones I played are I've only played 15 and the 7 remake. So those are like the newest ones that came out. I loved 15, even though it was super bad at launch. And then obviously Final Fantasy 7 remake is my game of the year. Contrary to what other people might say of their game of the year, but for me, I like Final Fantasy 7. So, from what I saw, in terms of that Final Fantasy 16 trailer, I was super hyped. Like honestly, like the gameplay looks really like action paced, super fast compared to like what other Final Fantasy games were before. It's really it's really giving me like Final Fantasy 15 vibes. Probably not as fast as 15 was, because 15 was super hectic gameplay, but overall it looked really, really fast paced.
It definitely looks like they're going back to that classic look and aesthetic of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and then obviously, and then obviously we don't know anything about the story because Final Fantasy is not one to be continuing stories.
Yeah.
But what they actually showcased did look pretty dang cool. I'm really curious as to what that like the main character's ability is. The fact that he could like turn into whatever that Phoenix monster was. Like, dang, is that like an ability? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be like a summon in the game, but I'm just excited. Oh, that's you, my bad.
Wow. We're gonna have to dip from this place quick.
Yeah, dude. We could have finished if we didn't do the no taunt.
More than excited to jump into this one.
Yeah. The thing that the one thing that I never liked about Square Enix though is every time they introduce a new game, it's always just like pure cinematics. Like there is like little to hardly any. I mean, I'm guessing because it's early in development, but man, every time it comes to Final Fantasy, they never have anything that's not.
Is that the killer just standing there?
Look, it's a little AFK.
That's what I was looking at right now. I was like, why is he just standing there?
Boogada.
Look at him go. Alright, so then second was, of course, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. How are you feeling about that one?
This is like the controversial part because I've always wanted to play the original Spider-Man on the PS4, but I never got to it.
Yeah.
But from the gameplay that I saw, holy guacamole, bro! I've never seen such like crisp fighting gameplay like that before.
Apparently, they're gonna release the next one with the remastered version of the original.
Oh, really? So it might be like a bundle on release?
Pretty much. That's what I from what I could tell, yeah. Look at us. We first try we did it.
Where's your team at? Or did they escape
One of them
already?
got out.
Oh. Should we just leave then?
Yeah, I guess. I don't think the killer's doing anything. Look at that though.
I know. First game, first win. That's all we're here for. Like the only superhero game that I have knowledge of has always been the Arkham series, so I'm always used to that combat. But seeing what they're doing with Miles Morales, I'm just like, bro, what the fudge is even happening here? So much stuff was going on during like the little tech demo that they were doing.
Yeah, I thought everything looked really good though. From what they showed, the visual, the ray tracing with all the shadows when it first showed him walking and you see like him from the back point of view, that looked really good. I was really impressed with what I saw, and Insomniac is just a crazy studio. The fact that they were working on this, well, I know this is like basically not, I don't know, I'm not fully sure if it's a DLC. I mean, they're marketing it at 50 in terms of 30, but I think that just might be because of the initial price up. Like games are supposedly going to be 70 now. So I think that just might be the cost going up. But from what I could tell, this kind of looks like a DLC, and for it to look that good while they're also making the new Ratchet and Clank is pretty impressive.
Yeah, because that's like too heavy. That's like legit 2 games that people are really anticipating for.
Yeah, and Insomniac are just known for being a crazy studio, and they're really just prove it time and time again that they lead the industry. Alright, we're going back to the Harry Potter RPG.
Oh, the Harry Potter one came out that early?
Yeah, it was like number 3, right?
Oh, I had no idea, dude. Honestly, I blanked out. I thought it was like midway. Unless that was midway of the whole.
There's probably 2 in the middle that I'm missing, but the big ones, like in terms of the big AAA, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like Harry Potter was number 3. The
Oh,
Hogwarts,
okay.
I don't
Hogwarts
know what it's called,
Legacy?
Legacy? There you
Come
go.
on, dude. Put some respect on that game,
I'm
bro.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Day one purchase right there.
But I'm really, really excited for this one. I remember when the footage leaked, like, what was it, like a year ago? Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I saw like news articles and stuff. They're like, oh, Harry Potter leaks have been coming out. There's like an RPG in the works. And I was like, bro, there's
Yeah,
no way.
they showed like some leaked footage. I don't know where it was from. Maybe it was like from one of those pitch
Dumbledore's
meetings
own
or something.
office.
It was maybe from like a pitch meeting or something where like it showed like a wizard walking through the forest or whatever, and then it showed like the Hogwarts the dining hall. So like this has been known for a while. Where like they're doing it, but then they're like then it's kind of been like well, it's not confirmed, and everybody's like, well, we know they're doing it. So to see like it's actually out in the open now, it's pretty exciting, man. And I'm so happy that because if you might remember like.
For real. Honestly, like right when I heard like the little dun dun dun, I'm like, dude, there's no way this is happening right now. I was because I was like playing, I think it was like Fall Guys while I was watching it, and I legit just stopped playing Fall Guys. I'm like, I need to put my full attention to this beauty of a thing right here.
It's such a genius move too, just an RPG and being able to like walk around and explore like the Hogwarts
Yeah.
castle and the world to the full extension. And like I said this earlier, but if you can't go to the Chamber of Secrets or go to Morning Myrtle's restroom, I
I
don't want
know. Dude, watch WB be watching our streams, and they're going to make that DLC, so we
it.
have to pay for it now.
You're taking notes.
The only thing I will say though, I don't know if this is like a me thing, but like the graphics of it kind of look off right now. I'm guessing because it's probably like super early. But like something about it for me, I was expecting it to have like kind of like GTA graphics, but like in a Hogwarts setting.
We'll see, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because for me it kind of looked like those like computer games that you could like
Because,
get.
yeah, if it was on X Gen, then I would have been like, oof, it's looking a little off. But they said like, they already confirmed that it's like coming out for the baseline PS4, PS4 Pro, baseline Xbox, the Xbox One X. Everybody already knows what house they are. Everybody already has an idea of what house they are, at least. Everybody's aware of all the houses, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, at least.
Yeah.
So it would be cool if they just gave you the option, like, look, you already came in, you're going in already knowing that you're this house.
Yeah.
You know?
Cause that's gonna suck if you take all those quizzes and you're at a specific house and then you take their quiz and it's like, oh, I thought I was Slytherin, but you're just straight up Ravenclaw. You're gonna be like,
Or
no.
like, yeah, or like, what if in my case, like, where the Pottermore tells me I'm a Slytherin, and I'm like, and inside I know, like, I'm a Slytherin, but I play the Harry Potter game, and so you're in Ravenclaw.
Yeah, so
I don't
that's
play a whole game knowing I feel like just knowing, like, playing a whole game knowing I'm in the house that I don't want to be in, or like, I feel like I don't belong in, it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna make the experience less personal. But either way, I'm excited. Resident Evil.
I was like, yeah, we're talking about Resident Evil.
Yeah.
We went on a fat tangent. No, but yeah, that whole trailer, I was just like, this is for Pawns, right? It's like I told you, I've never played Resident Evil before, so I don't know too much of what's going on. But it looked fun. Like the graphics look really cool.
I'm really happy with what they're showing. The story already looks interesting. I like how they're bringing Mia and Ethan back from part 7, and Chris. They kind of changed his design a bit. I like that it's going to be in first person, because I was personally, a lot of people didn't like how, because Resident Evil is known for being a third person zombie survival game, and the fact that they brought it to like the first person in part 7 was a big deal. But I'm happy that they're like keeping it, and the killer's on me. I'm happy that they're keeping it. What? How did he get me? I thought I dodged that. Anyway, I'm happy that they're keeping it to first person. And then part 2 was the one with the transit, right?
Yeah. Anyone who
Yeah, that's the last
says
I
that
remember.
Kino der Toten is overrated, y'all just
No,
suck.
that
That
one,
map is a
that's an
classic.
iconic. That's iconic.
A theater map
I
with
still remember.
literally the best Easter egg song too. Like, bro, you can't say that map is overrated.
Yeah,
115
I
is
know
like
nothing
the
about that stuff.
best.
My thing was just to survive. I remember I'd only ever make it past like the door where the dogs come out.
Oh yeah,
But this is like your thing. When I think of Black Ops, I think of you. You know, you love
yeah,
zombies, you
dude.
love going for all the Easter eggs. So you lead the discussion on this one.
Dude, I mean, obviously we don't know that much about zombies because he didn't even showcase anything new in this
But they're
one.
obviously gonna have it, right? Treyarch
Yeah,
always has zombies.
yeah, they even like legit straight out at the end of the trailer, they're all like, we're going to be enjoying multiplayer and the new zombies experience. So that's already confirmation that we're getting zombies.
Yeah.
Especially after 1 year of not having it too, because Modern Warfare, when they had it, the Modern Warfare game, they had no zombies. It just focused mainly on Warzone, which that was a good thing on them because Warzone is such a huge
Yeah,
success.
Infinity Ward doesn't really do zombies though, do they?
Mm.
That's more
Uh,
Treyarch's thing.
After Treyarch started doing zombies, all the other studios started doing zombies as well, but they were just never a hit like Treyarch does it.
Mm.
Those big chunks. There's one game that you might bring up that I was extremely flipping hyped for.
I have most of them down, so we'll probably get to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
well, yeah, I know what game you are, of course. Was that one next though? Do you remember if that one was next?
I don't
Because I
even
feel like they showed
remember.
one more game. They probably showed that one other game, one with the blimp. But I'm honestly not too familiar with that. That one really didn't catch my interest, so I didn't write it down.
Was it the one that you had to like that cartoonish type of shooter
Yeah,
game? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looked cool, but it was something that was just like, what is this? Like, I don't know what's going on. What, who are these people? Who's this doctor that we're looking at? I was like, I'm so confused.
but of course you were talking about Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Dude, that game had me
Was
in tears, bro. I did not think they were
but
going to do something like that.
but is it enough for you to buy it again?
Dude, is that even a question, dude?
Because I'm thinking about it. It might be one of those things though when I buy it again. Because Devil May Cry is definitely one of those games where it's gonna take full advantage of just next gen loading SSD and maybe ray tracing, but it's definitely going to take advantage of those load times and like how fast because those are fast games.
Yeah.
Those are very fast paced slash games, so like um it's definitely going to take advantage of what the next generation consoles can do. But even the fact that they're adding Virgil is pretty sweet, man.
I know. Because how long has it been since they added Virgil into, like, as a playable character? Did they do that for 4?
I think it might have been for 4, but it was like a special edition thing.
Yeah. Because I feel like the way that they're doing it, it feels like the DMC Devil May Cry reboot. Like, I feel like they're going to give Virgil, like, a whole ass story.
Yeah, I hope so. That'll be kind of cool to be honest. I'd love to see. Well, I mean, what do you think? It would probably most likely. Do you think it would follow Virgil's what happened between 1 and 5? But
Huh.
anyway, I'm extremely excited. I loved Resident Evil. I mean, I loved Devil May Cry 5. It's one of my favorite in the series. Probably it's either tied with 3 or I like Devil May Cry 5 a little before 3. It definitely felt like this was like the going back to what was great about the franchise and just putting it all back in there. They brought back
Hmm.
Trish and Lady. They brought back Nero. They brought back the original Dante. They brought back Virgil. They brought back what else did they bring back?
Oh, they had
They brought
references to,
back
like, the anime.
yeah, they had references to the anime in part 2 and they had references to part 3 and 4. So it was definitely cool to see all that.
So I looked it up, and according to the Capcom database, it's 3, 1, 2, 4, and then 5.
Yeah, so I was right. But before 2
Yeah.
was last. Because 2 is always that game that like you can never like figure out where it tied into the
Yeah.
overall series. So they're like it's just last. Like that happens later
I know.
on.
Like,
But
Demon
now with
Tanks,
five,
it's all the way at the end.
yeah. So now with 5, they're just like it just takes place in there. It
Yeah.
happens somewhere in there. Dante was doing something, and then that happened.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the thing about it is that they showed gameplay for V, and the stuff that V was doing was like completely new shit that I've never seen before. Unless like I suck at the game and I didn't know how to pull off like that tornado electric stuff that he was doing. But I
Oh,
feel
really? I
like
must have missed that.
I think they might be giving him like somewhat new techniques.
That'll be cool. Adding new moves, make it fresh again.
Yeah. Cause I mean, even like either way, I'll probably. Cause I mean, even when it came to like the Xbox 360, I got DMC Devil May Cry, and then for the
Uh-huh.
PS4, I got the definitive edition. So like even then, I was willing to put money into buying that game again. So the
Yeah, and
fact that
I bought the
yeah,
definitive edition of DMC Devil May Cry 2.
so the fact that they're just bringing five with new stuff, that even just bringing the new stuff alone just makes me just want to get the game again. And I've always wanted to replay it again, because like that game is just something that you have to replay again.
And like you said, you were telling me before, like that game's like what in your top 3 of all time of
Yeah, dude.
franchises. Yeah, Devil May
Like,
Cry is so good.
cause like I was
Dang, he found you
like,
already?
yeah, he found me super quick. Cause I remember playing five, and then I've never beaten three, and I know people put three at such high regard. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and actually play three, no matter how difficult this game actually is. And then
Uh,
once I beat it, like once I actually learned how to play three, I'm like, bro, I can see why people love this game. I
yeah,
could
3
see
is
why.
such a classic.
I could see why. Cause like once I learned how to do like guard cancel, weapon
hmm
switching, jump canceling, I'm like, dude, this game is nutty.
Yeah, that's crazy the amount of like combos and just things you can do in those games.
So that's why I'm just like,
But
I'm so excited for this.
but is it gonna be a day one for you?
Doesn't isn't it going to come out like digitally on launch?
What?
DMC 5? Didn't they like at the end they said that like it's going to be coming out on launch?
Did they? But it's gonna be straight for next gen, right?
Yeah.
Would you if you were to be able to get a PS5, would that be a game that you're like I have to have this in my
Yeah,
library?
dude. I would have to replay that game again.
Because for me, obviously, like I love Devil May Cry, I want it in my library, but I don't know if it's one that I necessarily need
Yeah.
at launch.
Cuz like for me getting Devil May Cry 5 special edition is like you getting Resident Evil 8. Like that's
Yeah,
how much I would really want to have that game in my library again. Just cause like I remember when I first played through it, like once I got to like the Virgil part, I'm like, bro, this is by far one of the best things I've ever witnessed in my life. And I want to, like, and it feels weird because like even if I play the definitive edition, I won't get that same feeling again. But the fact that I get to play as Virgil, because Virgil has such a like unique move. So like I remember facing Virgil towards the end, I'm like, bro, this guy's nutty and this guy's super hard.
yeah, and
So
and I love how they just make him like such a different character from Dante. Like Virgil
yeah,
feels more lighter, his moves feel more like faster, and with the Yamato is such a thin sword. So
yeah, like they've
he just
literally
feels
like
like
he's a demon, but they make him feel like an angel, bro. Like like this is like such godly techniques that this guy's using.
yeah.
And then just the
So I can't
music,
wait for
dude.
that.
I can't get over how good the music is in that game. I'm so into like the hard, heavy stuff that they always have.
Yeah, and DMC5 had such a great soundtrack. I can't wait. I would be happy if they added, obviously, like what you said with V. It looks like they're gonna add more attack combos,
Yeah, and then like with
and it
Nero, they could literally like just buff up Nero by adding more unique arms as well.
and the extent of Virgil. I don't know whether it's gonna be a playable chapter or it's gonna be just he's gonna just be added to free to what the equivalent of Bloody Palace. Yeah, they have Bloody Palace in there, right?
Yeah. I feel like when it
So I don't
comes
know.
to I feel like when it comes to the Virgil stuff, since we saw cutscenes from his perspective of when he stole Nero's arm, I feel like we're gonna get like something to do with him between when he took the arm to like when he separated with V.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. Like maybe like a little prequel
Yeah,
between one
cause
and five.
I mean, going from Nero all the way to his house when he was a child, I'm pretty sure there's some stuff they could add in there to make it like a long, lengthy chapter.
That's what I would think.
Cause man, I remember I loved playing Virgil's Downfall on DMC Devil May Cry. That was such a cool DLC.
That was a great DLC.
And I wish they could. I really wish they could do a DMC Devil May Cry too, because I feel like they could do so much with Virgil as like a new villain for that game. Cause I like, even though people hated that game, I extremely loved it.
That game got way more hate than it deserved. Though.
Yeah, dude. That's like once I was legit like almost in literal tears. I was like, "There's no way they're adding this much." Like, I was literally I saw it said Capcom. I was like, "All right, what are they gonna give us?" But once I heard Virgil's voice, I was like, "Dude,"
Yeah,
I had to like
the
pause.
same.
I'm like, "Is this
I
really
heard the voice and
happening?"
I was immediately like, "That's Virgil." And then I got excited. I was like, "What are they gonna
Yeah,
do?" And Capcom, they're it's like one big company, but they have a lot of smaller divisions underneath the roof. So they could easily be working on a Resident Evil and a Devil May Cry at the same time, and nobody would really even know about it except for them.
Yeah.
It's not like American studios where like you know what Naughty Dog is working on, and you know what
Yeah.
Sony Santa Monica is working on. Over there, it's just everything. They're just working on everything, and you hear about it when you hear about it. Where are you going, guy? I'm trying to heal you.
Oh, me?
No. Oh yeah, is that you? I'm
I know,
chasing you.
cause like literally never in a million years. I literally thought that Devil May Cry 5 was like a one and done. Like, all right, they're already done with everything. There's nothing they could add. But then once I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's so true. They got so much stuff to do with Virgil. That would make sense for them to make a special edition.
Like a prequel, yeah. And I'm excited to see what they do in the future. I mean, it ended on a note where like it was like Dante and Virgil handing Nero the torch. Like, they're like, all right, let's see what you could do now. So I'm excited, I'm excited to see what they do with Nero. I'm excited to see what they do with Kyrie. I'm excited to see what they do with, I can never remember her name, but the one who makes the weapons. She was really cool.
I know. And then one thing that would be dope if they could add is like at the end when they're in like inside the demon realm with the Clyphot root, they should do like a fight where instead of it being like Dante versus Virgil on top, it'd be you as Virgil facing off against Dante in the bottom.
That'll be cool too. Cause you see it from, oh wow, I think he found us.
Yeah. And then from there,
It'll
like,
be cool, just
yeah,
a different perspective.
and then like once we finish that fight, that's when we get like the cutscene of them saying like who
Oh,
has
no, run the other
one
way,
more
run
than
the
the
other
other.
way.
Yeah, I'm running.
I'm like halfway done with one, but yeah, this God of War is. I really love how they like straight up rejuvenated the franchise, like straight like Resident Evil, where like they gave the franchise a whole new like life. It seems because God of War 4 was just a breath of fresh air after like so many God of Wars were like, what was it, like 2 for the PSP, 4 for the main PlayStations. Man, so I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they do. Ragnarok has officially started. It's gonna be crazy. Thimble winners. I hope they do a time jump of like maybe like Artreus is like a little bit, maybe he's like a preteen now, and then maybe in the next one he's like a full-on teenager.
I feel like they would, because then even Kratos, like the small lines that he say, he was like, I'm gonna train you now or some stuff like that.
Yeah, but at the end of God of War 4, at the end you see Thor, and like it still shows Kratos and Atreus like they're like, look like a day has passed. So I don't know. The kid who plays Atreus is obviously like older now, like he's probably like a teenager by now too. So we'll see. Dang, both of you guys are on the hooks already?
Oh, I'm still doing generator.
I might go for this.